thespians, actors, actresses. Here's the question for today. Can an actor, no matter how you look, no matter who you are, can you play anything? Should you? That's the question of the day. Welcome to Mastering the Craft, where we talk about all things acting and drama. That's what we do here. I'm your host, Hadassah. You know, I've always entertained this question. I think in terms of the craft, you should be able to play anything. But there's two schools of thought. Maybe if you try to play a character that's out of your range and out of it, in other words, it's simply not your identity, you shouldn't be playing it, right? However, it's not true when you are dealing with anything classical, like Shakespeare, Macbeth, for instance. I mean, Denzel Washington and the great Frances McDormand actually just starred in the film made by her husband. I think I want to say Joel, it could be even. I think it's Joel Cohen. And it's interesting because if Frances McDormand wanted to play Shirley Chisholm, well, that wouldn't go over well. In fact, it could be quite distracting to see her play Shirley Chisholm because Shirley Chisholm is not a white woman. But if I want to see Angela Bassett play Lady Macbeth, even though Lady Macbeth was not basically written as an African American woman, she could play that because, well, Shakespeare really is about the craft being demonstrated before an audience. So, for instance, hence Hamilton. It's a diverse cast. Bridgerton, a diverse cast, because normally we're used to seeing white actors, right, in that classical colonial European setting. But if you have somebody who is a storyteller, who basically is innovative, visionary, like my wonderful Shonda Rhimes, or Ava DuVernay, or somebody that just wants to push the envelope, like the Coens, who I love, they will do something like that. Let me give you an example. When I was studying acting, in this particular class, the acting teacher gave us a list of plays that they wanted us to choose from, right? And I really wanted to challenge myself and play something outside of my normal self because really acting, the craft, is about mastering a character that's different from the real you. It's about being able to put on an entirely different persona that you build from the ground up as an actor and completely come as that character. That means that you, the real person, is unrecognizable. You can't see it, right? The teacher, here's the thing. I really wanted to challenge myself that way at the time. I was in an advanced course and I saw the role of it was the prime of Miss Jean Brodie, a very popular legendary play and a role that was played so masterfully by Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith. I hope I'm right about that. I'm shooting from the hip. I just remember Dame Maggie Smith, who is just up there with Judi Dench and Meryl Streep and actually, yeah, and Glenn Close. And this is where it comes from. Here's what the teacher said though. The teacher said to me, Hadassah, you do realize that it's a white character. Now, they were being passive aggressive, right? They were trying to give me a wink, wink. Shouldn't you play something from August Wilson? Shouldn't you play something from like any of the, Amiri Baraka, or shouldn't you play, just any one of those plays? The teacher was looking for me to play something where the woman was basically a big, dark-skinned black woman like Ma Rainey, something like that. And I said, no, I want to play Jean Brody because she's completely different than who I am. And that will demonstrate the actual skill that it took for me to become that person and to be unrecognizable as myself. And of course, she just looked at me, the teacher looked at me and was like, oh, okay. So, okay. When you look at somebody like Meryl Streep, she's just famous for mastering any accent, right? She became so famous for it that, there was a running joke even in the black community that we wouldn't mind her playing a black character because she's so skilled at mastering a character that she could pull it off. We'll buy it. That's where this question of today came from, because Meryl Streep is that heroine for so many black actresses and just actresses in general. Even though, yes, we love Viola Davis, we love Angela Bassett, like I do. And that's where that question came from. Should you be able to play anything? And of course, let me note, of course, there's Zoe Saldana playing Nina Simone. And I think I share and stand with everybody else who understands that that particular casting was a bit off in terms of it was so distracting because it was not the persona of Nina. Nina was unapologetically black. She was very African. She was rich in her dark skin, her hair, her nose. And Zoe, no matter how much prosthetics and makeup they tried to put on her, she could not really embody that. It ended up being a distraction just by virtue of the fact of what her persona is. So is it a matter of skill? Is it a matter of looks? Is it a matter of right time? Do you have to possess a certain type of essence? Because again, we do have what they call non-traditional casting or all-inclusive casting. But again, the project has to be right for that, right? But here we are talking about someone's life story. Can anybody play Nina Simone? So anyway, I could go on and on and on, but I won't. Tell me what you think. Put it in the comments. All right? Thank you for watching this video. Please, please comment, like, and subscribe. I know I finally said those things, but please do. And with that, continuing to master your craft.